Hello everyone, my name is Christian, welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are on part 5. This is the third to last, so we have 2 more parts after this. Movies 14 to 17. The titles are Zatoichi's Pilgrimage, Zatoichi's Cane Sword, Zatoichi the Outlaw, and Zatoichi Challenged, I think is what the title is. I was going off memory here. But, welcome back, Leon. This was all of our favorites, I think.
I'd have to say so too, sarcastically. But yeah, this is Undead Nightmare 24. Leon, I'm here to join Christian's hobby blog, and we're going to discuss the best films out of the series here.
Oh, yeah. They were 10 out of 10.
Sarcastically saying that.
Yeah, okay. We should just say out front, these were probably the worst out of them. It ranges from bad to average. So that's what I felt the entire way. Like, 14 is pretty good. 15 has potential. 16 is just straight awful. And then 17 kind of goes back up a bit. So
I got to agree with you on that 100%.
Our notes
I have the same exact thoughts. Especially on 16. That was hard to focus on that one.
I fell asleep for like 30 minutes. Woke up and I was like, I didn't miss anything because I knew what was going on. That movie is the most formulaic one, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, it's so awkward. It's like an awkward one.
There's no humor. Like, we can get into that, but like, there was no humor in that movie. And I noticed it throughout all these movies. It was a lot less funny, a lot less unique storylines. Like, the Zatoichi's Cane Sword had the most potential because it was all about his sword and how like fucked up it is. Because I think you mentioned that last episode. You were like, he's killed so many people, and I was like, damn it, I should have done a kill count. And
that'd be a massive kill count.
Yeah. And the sword master at one point is like, how many people have you killed? And he doesn't even try. But like, that was the most interesting part, and he barely went into that. So that right there, the movie was like, whatever.
Like you said, it had potential, but it went all over the place. It should have just focused on as we'll get into that, but you know. Yeah, I was writing notes for 16, and I found myself scribbling on the paper. That's how much focus I lost on the film.
I have like 5 bullet points, honestly.
So
outside of the 2 behind the scenes stuff, but so
I'm gonna have to get through the scribbles.
Yeah.
To understand.
I'm gonna rely on you, and you did not do anything. But let's talk about Zatoichi's Pilgrimage. That was 1966. I think 3 of the movies in this section were 1966. Actually, no. This is the only one in 66, and the next 3 on 67. So, getting through the timeline here. But it's Pilgrimage. I barely did any behind the scenes in this one because it's the same people. I don't like repeating myself at this point. We're on movie 14 to 17. So, if you notice them, great. If not, oh well. But just initial reactions, what did you think?
I honestly thought this film could have been a lot better, but it did have some elements that were pretty interesting, but yeah, just it fell a little short for me, and I just, you know, for me watching the whole series, like I said, this one, it goes up and gets pretty weak during this series. I just gotta say, it does pick up later, but honestly, like, it has the same repetitive formula I noticed in a lot of these films, especially this one. This one in 16 is the worst, but it doesn't set no new like elements or content to it, pretty much.
Yeah, because I remember in episode 1, I was like trying to go off my memory. I was like, most people burn out around this time. And it seems like we were, correct on that, because each episode I was like, "Are you burnt out? Are you burnt out?" And each time it's been like, "No, these movies are great."
Yeah.
And then this one, we're both just like, "Oh my god!" Like we were even talking about the movie before we started recording. We were just like talking about it because I just don't care about these movies. This one, I actually did my due diligence and I wrote down initial reactions as I watched these movies rather than trying to remember them. So I wrote down here that I apparently loved it, but the villagers pissed me the fuck off the entire movie. I hated those people. They deserved anything they got.
Yeah, they were pretty horrible. It's is this the one where they? No, this ain't the one I'm thinking of. But we have pretty much he's on his way to a temple. Is what I'm seeing. Saying he never wanted to kill again. He's kind of regretting killing in this film a lot. Like his conscience caught up to him. That's a part I did find interesting. And also he got, like, I say it's based on a ship, this film as well. I thought that was real unique as well.
I love that intro where the ship tips over because like there's rough waves or whatever, and everyone falls and someone's like, "Oh no, my purse, someone took my coin purse or whatever," and the guy is like, "How dare you accuse me of taking your purse?" And then they like cut his like skirt or whatever, and the bag falls. It was like hidden in his underwear, and they're like, "There it is." And he's like, "Okay, I am a purse snatcher. Give me all your money." And he like robs everyone. Gets to Zatoichi. He's like, "Hey, give me your money." He's like, "Wow, you suck at stealing if you're openly doing it. That's not stealing. That's just bullying people." And the guy reaches, like, somehow, I don't know, but he grabs the lantern, and Zatoichi cuts his arm off, and we get a bunch of blood. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the scenes I really enjoyed. It reminded me of Lone Wolf and Cub. That's when the gore starts kicking up a notch.
Shit, that's what I should have brought with me. I knew I was missing something, but yeah. I'm out of town, if anyone detects. No delay this time. We haven't had a single instance yet. But I'm out of town right now, and I brought a huge stack of movies, if you saw my Instagram. This will be out.
I still need to check that out.
Yeah. It's a big pile. There's like 20 movies, plus this Zatoichi set, and then another box set that I've already gone through, but I want to kind of rewatch my favorite ones. But like, I've been meaning to rewatch The Lone Wolf and Cub. It's been 2017 since I watched them. Because I got it at Christmas, and then me and my dad went through each movie day by day that Christmas break when I was home from school, so... I loved it then. It's been 4 years, though. So I need a rewatch.
Yeah, it's been a few months since I watched it. It was a first-time watch for me, and, man, it's probably my best series. Well, I can't say that yet because I'm not done with this one. This one could be my best, but right now it's Lone Wolf and Cub.
Well, if you ignore this segment, I would say it's my favorite. I mean... although
it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, although I really like the Kurosawa, because technically they all take place in the same era or whatever. They're all historical events, but we're not talking about Zatoichi. We need to go back to that. Like, this is how bad the movies were. This one, I liked it a lot, though. But, yeah, he's, like, on the way, and he's like, "Oh, I've killed too many people," which... I don't know about you, but I'm getting kind of sick of him doing this. He needs to just embrace it. This is the 4th movie. He's been like, "I'm done killing." And it's like, okay, we get it.
We know you're going to do it again.
Yeah, like, that's every movie is him being like, "I'm not killing again." He gets beat up. He's like, "Actually, I'm going to kill again." And he does it again. And then the beginning of the next movie, he's like, "I can't believe how many people I've killed." Gets beat up, kills a bunch of other people, like, just keeps going. That's one part of the formula that is coming up now that I don't really like. I didn't notice my first time around, because the first time, because I wrote in the beginning when in episode 1 when we talked about the series and I was preparing you, and I was like, here's the formula. He walks into town, he does a dice game, he gets beat up by people, someone poor or like vulnerable houses him. He finds out situation. He slowly resolves situation. He leaves town. And, like,
Yeah.
that's basically what's been happening. But I didn't think of this part where, you know, after he arrives in town, he realizes, I've killed too many people. I'm not going to kill. Like, so I need to add that to my little notes.
Yeah. And you know what's going to happen. It's just like, come on, man. We're not buying that.
Yeah, he's a Yakuza. This is the life he chose. No matter how much he tries to leave it, it's going to bring him back. Which is a strong theme, but for one movie. Have a whole movie be about that, not, you know, the intro of each movie. Because it happens a lot in this segment, too. I mean, it happened in Kane's Sword, which was a little more interesting in terms of handling that theme of, I've killed too many. But, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm getting kind of sick of old Ichi trying to, you know, repent from killing.
Let his conscience take over him. But yeah, he kills some guys in the water. I thought was pretty cool. Oh, yeah. A guy, and he kind of regrets killing this guy because he later on meets his sister.
Oh yeah, the guy on the horse. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy on the horse.
Yeah, because I wrote down that it was really sad. Maybe because I just like I love animals too much. But I was really, like, sad about the part where the horse goes up to the corpse. Just, like, nudging it. And then walks away. And, like, walks all the way to town. And Ichi is just, like, following the horse. And they go to a fork in the road. Where it's, like, left goes to this town. Right goes to this town. And Ichi's like, goodbye. And he starts going to the left. And the horse is like, nay! And, like, loudly snorts at him. And he's like, oh, you want me to come with you? And he's like, okay. I guess this is the movie now. And he goes. And, like, he meets the sister, and he's, like, being hidden about it, not talking about it. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't know who that is. And then, like, it's interesting. Like, I do like this movie more than the others. Maybe 17 I like the most, but this one's up there. Because of the whole, like, brother, you know, sister situation.
Yeah, I think I got this one mixed up. I said I didn't really care for this one, but I think I did. I got it mixed up with, I think 15. Because this one was a solid film.
15 is the Kane Sword rebuilding.
Yeah, I think I got those two confused because this film was solid. Yeah, and he shows up at the sister's house and she pretty much slices him with a sword in the shoulder.
And the blood spray happens. I thought she killed him because that's usually like a sign of like you're dead. Like in samurai films, if someone does a flash like of a sword and you see that, usually you're dead. Like there's no coming back from that. But they put a band-aid on it, so it's fine. He does get sick though, so that was a nice little detail of like I guess infection maybe because he's out for like a few days because of that cut. So. Thankfully, it wasn't rusted. He didn't have to go and find medicine and then have to fight a whole bunch of people. Like last movie.
Get a fever.
Yeah. He thanks himself. Thank you. And he gets choked up.
Yeah.
I just want to watch the better movies.
There you go. He tells the girl she pretty much could have killed him also, huh? She's like, you could have killed me. Why didn't you do it? She's like, I was kind of afraid or something. I don't know what she says. Something like that. But I was like, any sister would have probably sliced his head off for killing their brother.
Is this the movie that ends with a decapitation? Because one of these movies has a decapitation.
It's one of them.
Because I remember I was like, holy fuck.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I remember that, but I'm not sure what film it is.
I wrote it down somewhere.
I have it written down too.
Yeah, we'll look later. It's not in this movie because I don't see it anyway. But he has like a love relationship with the sister, which was interesting. On how they kept like tricking each other and scaring each other, which was always funny.
Oh yeah, That was funny.
I like the one scene where she's in the trees or whatever, and right before she jumps out, he like turns quickly, like rah, and she like scares him, or he scares her.
Yeah, he flips it on her. That was hilarious. It's funny too because when they're talking about when she sliced him, she's like, I almost fainted when I saw blood, and then he's all, I almost fainted from losing blood. He tells her. I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't know if I caught that because I was saying earlier like there's not much humor, but that's a good moment. I think I'll remember that.
Yeah, I write down these humorous moments. I just get a kick out of them.
See, I just do the story, and if something really comes out at me, like someone getting decapitated or the arm getting cut off, I write it down.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Because for these boring movies, I'm just like, oh no. I just write down, so I try to remember the story.
And me, when I'm bored, I look for a humorous moment just to make me wake up again and laugh or something. That's why I write these ones down.
This movie was engaging, I'll say that.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
But we do find out that the bandit leader, Hotashi, he's like, oh, I'm so happy that the brother died, because we sent him off knowing that there's no way anyone's going to kill, Zatoichi, because they're trying to pay off the debt. It's just like that prostitute movie. This story has been done already, where they trap people into doing what they want. They send them off to do an impossible task. They fail. And so that's what happened with the brother, and Zatoichi is like, trying to help with that. So.
Yeah, there's even a scene where they have watermelons and throw them up in the air like that, and Ichi slices them in four.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
just fall over, and he's like, like the one you're talking about, I can't say his name, but Tahichi or whatever. He's like in shock, his eyes open, like Ichi did that. He was involved. I know it.
Yeah, because there's a great right after they reveal that they purposely sent the brother on an impossible task. The whole issue is that they're trying to take control of the land that they have, because it's really like advantageous for them. It's like it has access to really busy roads and a bunch of it's just a great spot for them for like farming and all that. And so the whole movie is them trying to kill off all the family members, such as the brother who Zatoichi kills. And so they're like, we need to kill the other brother, because I think there's two brothers and a sister. And the second brother, he's sent off somewhere. But they have the scene where they are eating watermelon to negotiate the terms. And they're like trying to rough him around, being like, we're coming. Like, we're going to take over this town no matter what you want. Like, you better be on our side. And the villagers are like, yeah, we'll do anything for you, boss. And Zatoichi is like, what? Why? Like, you guys should band together and kill them. It's just a couple like weak people. And that's when the watermelon scene happens, because the clan chief, I guess, the village elder, is like, he's on Zatoichi's side. He's like, I don't want to take over this land. It's really supple. We're always fed, and we have great amounts of food. And they throw the watermelon up, and they shoot. All the gang members throw spears and crossbows and all into the watermelon.
Yeah, there you go.
And not a single one of them has a sword. And then you see Zatoichi kind of smile, and the watermelon falls into four, and they're like, "Who did that?"
He's in the corner or something like that.
Like smiling, and the sister is like, "Oh my god, that was so hot! Like, I can't believe you did that."
I want to play more hide and go seek with him.
Oh yeah, keeps shocking him. But there is a nude scene with the both of them when they go in the swimming pond or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then he has a nightmare or something, where he remembers when he could see, when he was swimming, like, I guess with his child crush or whatever, and they're swimming together. Yeah. He remembers that, and the sister comes and is like, wake up, and like ends that scene. I don't remember why she woke him up, but something happens.
Yeah, completely forgot that scene. Good thing that you bring that up.
It was probably the most interesting visually. It was like lots of dissolves and quick edits and terrifying music. Because I guess he had a nightmare. Because before he dreamed that, he was at the pool all day, basically with the sister, and they were like flirting and naked together in the water and like all this stuff.
All the good stuff, huh?
Oh yeah, he pretends to drown in that scene, and she's like freaking out. And he just like surfaces with 2 fish in his hand.
That was odd, man.
He's like, "Here's dinner."
They're all flapping the fish. Yeah, it's funny, man. I love those kind of scenes where he pops out of the water. You never know what he's gonna do.
There's another hilarious scene that I wrote down here. It was earlier, I guess right before the lake scene where they're getting naked together. The village elder and like a bunch of people are talking to each other, talking about how awesome Zatoichi is and how they're like completely counteracting what what's his name? Tohachi. Well, should be Hotachi, right? It goes back and forth. My entire notes. I could not figure out what.
Tohachi.
Yeah, Tohachi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Hotachi, which did not make sense. But he Zatoichi keeps getting in the way of Tohachi, and they're like making fun of that, and they're like, if something ails you in your body, get a Masua, and they all laugh about it because like it's a 1-to-1 like comparison. Of like Tohachi is the ailment that is making us suffer, so we got a Masua Zatoichi who can get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that Tohachi. Well, this is a little more fast forward, but where he challenges him to a game of chance, and Ichi's like, I guess they play till someone gets hurt or dies. I don't know the name of that game, but. You have Ichi that he can't refuse a gambling thing. You know how he's a gambler, so he's like, I'm all in, even if my life's on the line. So I thought that was a real cool scene where Tohachi shoots an arrow at Ichi and he slices it in half.
When was that?
And he just has like the portion of his sword out. Right? It's when they're at a feast.
Oh yeah, that's right. They invite Zatoichi over and try to like swindle him to like help him. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, I found it. It was immediately after the Masua comment.
Yeah. Oh, so it wasn't too forwarded in the movie? That's what I was worried about.
Did you see what meat they were eating at that scene?
No, I didn't. I saw the animal on there, but I couldn't tell what it was.
It was horse.
It was horse.
Because they talk about how much of a great horse trader they are. So I assume they take weak horses and they eat them.
Wow, man.
That was a weird...
That's gotta be terrible.
Because I was kind of bored about that scene, as they were like, we're gonna kill Zatoichi. I was like, yeah, I've seen the scene a million times. I just started looking at stuff, like in the background. And there was there was one piece of meat with like a mane on it. I was like, ew. I was like, they're eating horses. But like, they're being like really weird and talking about how Okichi, the sister, smells so good, and Zatoichi, you must really like her because you focus on your smell sense or whatever. And he's like, okay, you guys are making me sleepy. I'm leaving now. And they shoot a crossbow bolt at him, I guess. Cuts it in half. And they're like, here you go. Here's a lantern. You can go away now. And they're like, go fight him. Go kill him right now. He has a lantern. You should not lose him.
Oh, yeah.
And then they show up and he's like, okay. Destroys the lantern. And he says this line again. It's another formula. The darkness is my advantage. I wrote it down. And he kills them, of course. And then the lake scene happens.
Yeah, so I had that written down too. I like how he has the lantern on a stick. Man.
What?
He has the lantern on a stick. They all attack the lantern, like thinking he's there, and he's with a stick back there. I thought that was real smart.
There's another funny point, I guess in movie 16, because I woke up and the final scene was happening. I was like, oh wait, and I like fast forward, rewinded a bit, like by about 5 minutes, and there's that scene where he's carrying the suit of armor, and they all shot it with like a bunch of rifles.
Oh yeah,
it's the only interesting part in that movie, honestly, in my notes. But
and like you were saying, how you hated the farmers in this one, they're like so much of cowards, man. Like they pissed me off in this film.
It makes sense what they were saying before the final showdown, because they're very much like, we'll negotiate with them, we'll figure out something, and if Zatoichi figures out the situation, okay, great. And then the final showdown happens, where Zatoichi is fighting off like 50 people with crossbows, and he's like alone, and the sister is like, hey, fuckos, help him.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough people, just help him. And
grow some cojones, man. Grow some balls, man.
Yeah. And Yasuzo, who is the other brother or lives at the same place as the sister, he's like, hey, I'm here, Zatoichi. Immediately gets fucking shot and dies.
Instantly.
He's just like, hey, Zatoichi, I'm here to help. I'm going to rally the... And he just dies. And I'm just like, what bad
It's like an instant. Yeah, that's when Ichi says, I've lost my faith in good people, because he thinks no one's got my back, you know?
And he purposely gets shot so he can win, because he keeps running through all the valleys, but alleyways to like thin them down and put them into like a chokehold, I guess. Well, not chokehold, but like, you know how when you what do they call it? When you purposely filter people down into a very small...
a submission or something like that?
Yeah, it's like... Oh my gosh, this is going to drive me crazy. Choke point? Is that what it's called?
Choke point, chokehold.
It is choke point. Sure. Okay, I looked
choke
it up.
Point. Okay.
It's a point of congestion or blockage. So basically that... because they're out in the open, that big main thoroughfare, it's really hard to fight them. So what Zatoichi does, he runs into a thin, small alley so that only like 2 people can come at him. Because he can handle 2 people, not 50 people. So
yeah,
that was my point. But he's doing that, and he finally gets to like just a couple people. He is sneaking around, and he keeps knocking into like buckets and barrels and like all this stuff, and it's kind of funny, honestly. Because he's like being sneaky, and then his like face hits a bucket, and it's like bang, bang, bang. Like
he's a blind man, not easy. But doesn't he go in a barrel too?
Yeah, and they like stab at it, and like they're shooting at it, and they're like, haha, are you dizzy now? And he's like, you idiots, I don't have eyes.
Yeah, there you go.
And so he just kills them like immediately.
Comes out, slices the barrel in pieces.
Yeah, that was so cool. I forgot to note that. But he gets to the boss finally, and the boss is like, I'm gonna shoot you. And he's like, that's okay. And so he gets shot like in the shoulder, kills Hotachi or Tohashi, and then he's like, bye, I'm done with you idiots, and he leaves town. Because fuck that village, as he says. He doesn't say it, but I wish he would.
But yeah, bunch of cowards, man. And he's outnumbered big time, like you said. He's cornered in situations, but he plays it smart. But pretty much after that, he walks off into the sunset. Or what is it? Not the sunset, but down the trail.
Yeah. The sister shows up on her brother's horse, and it's like, bye! I know everyone sucks, but I don't. I try to get them to help.
Yeah, the film has ups and downs, but I did enjoy it overall.
Yeah, I think it was my favorite, now that I'm thinking back.
Yeah,
not of the whole series, obviously. Fuck no. No. Of the segment.
Of the segment. I could see that. I got it mixed up with I think 15. That's why I was saying I didn't like it, but I did.
Well, what a great transition point, because 16 or 15 is Zatoichi's Cane Sword, first movie in 1967. My initial reaction apparently is that it was just okay. The formula was strong in this movie, but there's just enough interesting stuff that it wasn't too bad. It wasn't 16.
I'm thinking of 16. That's the one I hate. Okay,
That
getting
one was
mixed
real
up.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is actually enjoyable. Just like it was all over the place though.
The intro is okay. He finds a dying guy again. I need to have a checklist. How many of these movies start off with Ichi finding a dying guy and finds out the story of the movie? But he meets a guy named Ashikaga Shotaro, who I guess is one of the bosses, or like the boss's son. I wasn't paying attention to like characters.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, what's Zatoichi gonna do in this movie? But he finds out nothing about the guy. He just knows the name in like a town. And then some crows attack or something, and he kills them. And he's like, that's an omen. And I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be really dark, this movie. Nope.
It fails to do that.
Cool intro, but I mean...
Yeah, I like how he slices the bird up. The bird's up. Plural. But yeah, we have Ichi gambling again. Goes to play a dice game.
But I gotta give a big shout out to the procession that he rides on that knock him off the road. And they're like, oh shit, we just knocked a blind guy into like a nasty river or something. Cause it's like,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And he's like, hey, what's that song you were singing? Sing it again. And we get a like montage scene, which is fun. But that's when he joins the dice game after that.
Yeah, I think I'm skipping a little forward there, but
it's fine. It's just people singing.
Just singing. Yeah, it's pretty cool singing too. I did enjoy the singing. Has some awkward words to it throughout the film, a lot of the songs, but still fun.
I think my favorite song was in 17 in the beginning, but it's like Django. It's obviously not people playing the instruments. It's just like them singing in the beginning.
We'll get to my favorite song in the future.
Oh boy.
I don't want to spoil it.
Well, I hope it's that one that I was talking about. That one's pretty awesome.
It has to. Well, it's coming up.
But gambling is like illegal in that town, and everyone runs off. And apparently, the gang Shotaro took over the town.
Yeah.
Oh no, Shotaro was the original rulers of the town. And someone else like took it, which was
Iwagaru or something like that. Gang.
I
don't know if I said that right. It's Iwagoro. Gang. That's what I have written down, unless I wrote it down wrong.
I didn't write down the gang, so I have no idea.
I have Iwagaru Gang. I probably said it wrong, but
Iwaguru, maybe.
Iwaguru Gang, yeah, something like that. They're the ones that interrupted the dice game.
Yeah, and like everyone's like pissed off immediately. They're like, "Why are you taking over?" And they're like, "Hey, you gotta pay a bunch of money to cross this bridge or something, and also to celebrate." Unless that's like another movie, but I think it's this movie.
That's how I get confused. They
all won together, and I just watched them this week. Like it's Thursday. It's like.
Me too. I just watched one earlier, and I'm already forgetting it.
That one. Thankfully, I had my phone out. I should be doing that more, taking my notes on my phone and then sending it to my document. So sitting on my computer, looking over, writing it down as I watch.
Well, anyways, in this dice game, there's a guy that's like winning big time. Then like Ichi just comes in and takes over, and then he pretty much insults him. He's like, aren't you hot? And then that guy's like, what'd you say? You're rubbing it in. He's like, no, he's on talking to my pipe.
Oh yeah, there's that scene.
And he's like, I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny because the dice handler, like, he keeps purposely putting it on odd, like every roll, and so Ichi keeps changing his bets like the entire time, and the dice handler's getting pissed off because Satoichi figured out that he's like switching it, and so right before he does the sleight of hand, Satoichi like blows a thing of ash into his hand, burns it, and he switches it to like so it's legitimate. And then he calls it quits, of course. He's like, okay, I'm done. I have enough money. He gets like 30 Rio or something. That's a lot of money.
Something like that. Yeah.
Gotta remind you, his life was worth 3 Rio in the second movie.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Wow, my life is worth this much? Huh. Oh no, that's an advance.
Yeah. It's like I should have sliced you up immediately just for saying that.
I do like the noodle shop where he goes immediately after.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I went to the grocery store earlier because I had no groceries. And I bought a shit ton of spicy noodles. So
there you go.
I never eat them. It's just a thing that I'm like, I only eat it when I'm like, oh shit, I forgot lunch at home. Okay, go to Walgreens. Oh shit, spicy noodles, and I buy them. Like, I never eat spicy noodles. So that scene, I was like, fuck yes, noodles. Like, favorite movie ever is Tampopo. That was on Criterion.
You told me about that one. I
have a surprise video that I want to do one day. That I need to get the balls to do it because it's gonna be a whole thing. I don't want to spoil it, but
that sounds cool, man. I look forward to it. Yeah, like how you were saying that you went and got noodles. Actually, I was watching him eat rice cakes, and I actually made white rice. Started eating it.
Oh yeah.
I got the craving for rice just watching these movies.
Well, don't watch Tampopo. Holy shit. That movie, they get world-class chefs to make the food on camera. Man. And they have it like super zoomed in, and it's a 4K restoration, okay? So it looks really fucking good. And I did a screening of that film back in like 2018 before I got, no, 2016. Because that was before I even owned any Criterion movies. Because my first haul, I bought Tampopo. But like a week after I screened Tampopo, it got announced for Criterion for like March.
Oh, man.
And I was like, fuck yes. I was like, give it. That was a movie I took off the shelf at my school library in the DVD section. Changed my life, quite literally. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse. Who knows?
You enjoyed it, though. That's what matters.
It was great. But he, like, fucks up the entire noodle shop.
Yeah.
He just throws in coins. He's like, I hope this covers the damage. And the guy's like, there goes my entire livelihood.
He just throws coins on there. This should cover the damage.
Meanwhile, the drunk guy is sitting there like, tell me about your life.
Yeah. I was like, I hope this ain't another father moment. He's thinking he's his dad.
I can't remember if there is another movie that deals with that. I mean, we do get a little moment in the last movie where we see him pre-blind, which is interesting, but he was like 6, so doesn't really count.
Yeah. It's way earlier.
But ends up that super drunk old guy is actually a blacksmith because they go to his house. And this is when my ears perked up and I was like, fuck yes, this entire movie is going to be about making a new badass sword. Which it wasn't. Yep. We get no scenes about the sword after that. Because he says like, oh boy, can I look at your sword? He looks at it and he's like, oh, this is Kutatsu's making or whatever. And he's like, who's that? And he's like, oh, that's my mentor. He's like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I'm like, yes, fuck yes. He's going to make an even better sword, and that will never break. Like, it's going to be awesome. And
I was like, oh man, it's turning into Conan.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a giant battle axe. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really cool because one detail I'm of course a little drunk, so I'm taking over the conversation.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say go ahead.
Yeah, I have one more thing on this, but he says
Go ahead.
it has one more strike until it just breaks, and so I was like, fuck yes, he's gonna for the rest of this movie while the sword is getting made, and we're gonna get scenes of this getting made. Hopefully, was what I was thinking. Is that we're gonna get scenes of him getting into fights and him having to not strike anybody, knowing that he's gonna need it later. We don't get that.
He gets a stick.
Yeah, like it was. This is where the
I
potential
like when.
was.
Oh, go ahead. I like when he's thumping the sword, and he hits it. And he thumps it. It's like a different sound, and he's like, "That's where it's gonna break."
Oh yeah, he's like using his knuckles. And he's like ting ting ting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
I really wanted a cool blacksmithing scene. Like in Lord of the Rings, where they spend 10 minutes making a sword. I was like, fuck yes, let's get it. Nope.
The fucking intro to Conan, bro, where it's like in the lava and the hot metal, whatever they use for it.
I need to rewatch that movie. Is there a good release of that movie?
There's some Blu-rays out. Yeah, there's a couple Blu-rays out. They're real cheap too.
Because for me, I want like a good like boutique Criterion or hey, there's a huge box set
of what?
The Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, it's 2 movies.
Oh, I thought a Conan box set. I was about to like pretty much start drooling.
You need to watch The Last Kingdom, by the way. It just popped up on my Amazon recommendations. It's a great series.
My favorite Arnold films are Conan.
I love them a lot. I watched them growing up, so I'm sure you did too.
The music, the scenes, oh man.
The hot babes.
The hot babes, oh yeah. Can't go wrong with those films.
Yeah, man. But Zatoichi.
Yeah, back to Zatoichi.
I'm definitely keeping in the tangents because I usually take them out, but it's hilarious this time. Because like these movies are really that boring, like at times.
I'm gonna start talking about John Wick pretty soon.
Oh gosh, don't get me started. I love this
movie. I better not.
But the next time, like the next day, he visits the old man blacksmith. He's like, "Here's your sword," and I was like, "Oh," that was fast. And so he has it the whole time, knowing though that it has one more strike, I guess, because he's like touching up the new one. And they visit the inn, and that's when Oshitsu is there, the daughter of the guy who died in the beginning, who whispered his name and was like, "Hey, go here. This is where the movie's happening. Go here. You'll break the universe if you don't go here." And it's the daughter, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just Ichi," because Zato is it's a title. I think I said in the first episode, it literally means like blind masseur, basically. It was like blind man who is a masseur or something by the name of Ichi. So
I don't want to give that away.
Yeah, everyone will know who he was.
Yeah, I think this is a little fast forward, but when they're introducing him to the staff, he bows and hits his head on the table. I thought that was funny, man. There's a bunch of girls. It's a room full of girls, and he goes and he like bows to them and he hits his head on the table. I thought that was like pretty hilarious.
That's a really because what makes that funny is that the deeper you bow in Japanese culture, it means the more respect you have. So if you notice when they apologize, they bow really fucking deep to show their like sincerity of like how like bad they feel. So that's funny because that means he was showing a lot of respect and just fucking
respect. He's like, "What are you guys eating? Pickles?" He throws one in his mouth.
There's a really funny scene that really wasn't actually funny, but it, like for the time it kind of was, where Zatoichi is massaging a noblewoman or someone who like reserved a bunch of rooms, and he keeps like grabbing her ass And she's like,
Yeah.
what? It's like, stop it. And she gives like exposition about the situation, which I didn't pay attention to. I was like, oh, she just rented a bunch of rooms for Inspector Kuwayama, who was like, you know, big deal guy.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I thought that was awkward, man.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Zatoichi, stop it. Stop sexually assaulting this woman.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, that's a good spot. I'm like, what?
He's like, my fingers are so strong here. And I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, there you go. And she's laughing. She's like laughing, but then I'm like, man.
You know why she's laughing? So that she doesn't get fucking killed.
Yeah.
That's why you always,
okay.
It's always funny to me when I hear like older people, they're like, oh, just say no. And I'm like, are you kidding me? People get murdered for that.
Yeah.
You say no to somebody. Like, say no. Like, as a cashier, like, saying no to someone about the coupons, I thought I was gonna die. Like,
they're about to bring out their own sword cane.
God, I had so many horror stories of being a cashier. I hated that job.
Man. Yeah, it's rough. I've had some jobs as a cashier too. I've been throwing middle fingers and the F word and everything.
I always have like the most random people go through. Like there's that meme where it's like, you know, someone's like or it's like paper or plastic, and they're like, it was 5 years ago today that my husband died, or something. And it's like, have y'all ever been a cashier? It's like, and it has that picture of them saying that. I have an exact situation as that way. I was like, hey, how are you doing? Do you have your Harris Teeter Vet card, which is like the membership that gives you the coupons?
Yeah.
And she was like, I have cancer. I'm going to die by the end of the week. And I was like, what? 16-year-old me. Just like saying, like, what the fuck?
What does that have to do with your card, you know?
I was like, so you don't have it, right? I think I was just like, I'm sorry. And I was like, but do you have it? Like, savings, bro. Like,
savings.
You can buy some cocaine. Just go out strong. I don't know.
Go out on a rush or something. Go out on a trip.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas, man. The moment I feel or I hear that I have a death illness, I'm going crazy, man.
Hangover style.
Shit. But anyways, Ichi.
Here we go about Vegas. Oh no, man.
They do throw a bunch of coins at the innkeeper because he's like, hey, assholes, you brought gambling to my house and you're turning it into a whorehouse. Like, fuck you. And they're like, oh, you'll do what we say. And they throw coins at him and his face like splits open and like blood goes
Oh yeah, that was bad. Just disrespect big time.
I felt bad for him. He's just trying to give people rooms.
Yeah, it's like he catered to him. He even brings them their deposit back. You know what I mean? Trying to be courteous, and they freaking throw it in his face, like you said.
Quite literally, they throw it in his face.
Yeah, and blood's coming out. You see what's her name? Take him out. Like, are you all right? She's carrying him out. Oshitsu, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's crazy because she's like turns out she's the daughter of Shitaro, huh? At first.
Yeah. And that's when Zatoichi immediately is like, oh, my name is just Ichi. Oh god. Don't relate me with the legendary blind Masura swordsman.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, your brother is lost and hasn't been heard from in a week. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Just went over there and saw him laying there, you know. Walked over him. Heard him. Had a quick conversation before he died. He doesn't actually admit that, but, you know.
I don't think he ever does, actually.
He doesn't, huh? Yeah, it's just... That inspector's creepy, too. He's, like, telling Ushizu, like, all kinds of weird stuff, and...
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I got your backing, you know, and if you come over here... She's, like, just freaking out, creeping out on him.
Oh, yeah. He says something. It's like, I've got your backing or something, and someone says, like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, in a whorehouse, they're always on their backs. And she just looks at him like, what? And immediately, like, distances herself from him. Because, like, holy shit, what the fuck?
It's like creep mode big time.
There's a hilarious moment when... Or, not hilarious. Okay, he does the dice game again. With the same people earlier. And they're like, fuck you. Oh, Iwagoro is what I have on my notes. It's the one time I mentioned his name. But it's being won by him, by his gang. And they're like, fuck you, Ichi. You stole our money earlier. And so someone has a knife and he spins the knife. Excuse me, I'm trying, but he spins the knife into the ceiling. And then he like hits the knife with his pipe. The knife falls and splits the weighted dice perfectly in half. And immediately they're like, oh shit. It's like, come join our boss and he'll give you all the food and sake you want.
Yeah, it's like they're bowing down to him right there. They know what he's capable of.
But that's when we get another funny scene. Where he's dancing and singing a song. About, like, catching seagulls or something. It's, like, a weird song. And everyone's like, what? Like, the girl in the back is, like, doesn't know whether to laugh or not. And he's like, oh, I caught the bird. But then I let it go. And it's, like, really bizarre. Like, I don't know what the song is about at all. And
there's some awkward songs just out of nowhere.
Was that your favorite one?
No, still haven't got to it yet.
Ooh.
I'll let you know.
But
it's probably the lamest, but the funniest to me.
The boss in that scene is like, "Oh, you're my equal, Zatoichi," and Ichi's like, "What?" And he like pours the sake all over his lap. He's like, "You fucker! Like, stop it!"
You blind bastard.
Because he's trying to be nice because he knows how dangerous. Because the moment that he split the dice in half, everybody in the house is like, oh shit, that's Zatoichi. It's like...
Yeah. And that's right. It's Zatoichi. They freak out right away.
That's my favorite thing. I mentioned it last episode, but I have to reinstate it because it's so awesome. The first, like, 2 or 3 movies, he's unknown. Nobody knows who this guy is. By this time of the movie, and I guess the last episode, he's a legend in Japan. Like, I love that, this building of reputation. Like, not many series do that.
He very well earned it. I mean, like, all the, you know what I mean? All the killing he's done and protecting people. He's pretty much like an outlaw or a myth now. People, like, they see him, they're like, oh my god, I just seen a ghost. It's Zatoichi. Something like that. I'd say like a myth or a legend in a way.
I wonder, like, because I was saying this a few episodes ago, how I want to see, like, a modern retelling of Zatoichi, maybe in, like, an Avengers movie, as I was joking, but I would actually like to see a retelling today. Not like a modern take, but, like, get Takashi Miike. Just give him 25 fucking scripts of Zatoichi and have him do it. Have him do an upgraded Zatoichi. Like, that would be so
He'll get it done.
He can. He makes, like, 4 movies a year. Like, he just hit his 100th movie in, like, 2018, I believe.
Yeah. I gotta watch a lot of his films. I'm not too familiar with him. I've heard everyone talk about him, but, like, I watched Audition. That's the first film I've seen of his, I think.
Blade of the Immortal is his 100th movie. What year is it?
I've heard of
2017.
Is that one any good? Because I've heard of it.
I haven't seen it, embarrassingly. It's been on my wish list.
Oh.
It's a samurai film, so hey.
It's got to be dope.
Apparently he's very controversial. God, he was born in 1960? Okay, he's pretty young.
Still got some in him. Some prime movies to make.
You need to watch 13 Assassins. Holy fuck. I love that movie. I'm shocked there's no good release of it.
What year is that film?
2010. I watched it around that time, so.
Nice.
So
Look
good.
out for that one.
It's a remake of another film from the 63. I do not know that. I'm like distracting myself on purpose. Okay, what else is there in this movie?
Okay, we got Ichi cleaning a house I got here where they're gambling. He insults the gang by saying there's not a single man in here that can see. Wait, I don't know. I can't even read my own writing here.
Yeah, I remember that scene because
I'm
he
not
calls
the
them all
only-
like blind idiots.
Yeah, or something like that. I think my notes got cut off. I don't know if a page tore out a section.
He does say that.
He insults them
remember
pretty
that.
much.
And it's right after that is when he meets with the boss and he's doing his weird dance and singing.
Yeah.
Because I do remember that. That's when they get pissed off, and that's
He
when
insults
he does
them, I know he
his,
does.
hat trick thing, where he splits it.
Yeah, yeah. My notes got cut off there. I think a section got cut out, so I couldn't read the whole thing.
So I kind of freaked out at this movie right after the scene where he fucks with the boss, because we get a scene where we don't know if it's a dream or not. It's like it's after the fact that we realize, but Satoichi is like gambling, and he fights somebody, and his sword breaks, and then the guy cuts his head off,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Holy fuck, Satoichi just died." And like,
Yeah, that
ends
was
up being a
crazy.
dream. He wakes up. He's like, he's like, immediately goes to the old man.
It's his insecurity without his sword, because he don't have his sword. He has that like stick. That's what I'm thinking. It's just insecurity, because he's had that cane with him his whole going. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh my gosh, like, because I was just watching it nonchalantly. This movie was kind of low on my totem pole, and of the whole series. But like, I remember, like, I was watching that scene. I was like, wait a minute, he just died. Like, what the fuck? And
That
then he
doesn't
wakes
happen.
up and he's like, oh, immediately goes to the blacksmith, and I was like, oh, it's like,
Yeah, it's kind of like a Batman dream sequence where you see him like get captured and his. You know what I mean?
like
What
an
film is it?
animated one.
No, like actually like Batman versus Superman or whatever. There's like a dream sequence he has in there where
Oh god,
where they
I
actually
hated
like
that
catch
movie.
him. Did you? I actually liked it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But I know it gets a lot of hate, but it's like a dream sequence where
He's in
He
that
gets
duster,
captured.
isn't he? Batman. It's like a cool
Yeah.
duster, like from like
yeah.
not a giallo, Italian spaghetti western. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's like hanging there and Superman comes in evil and pretty much it's like a dream sequence. I'm just
He
comparing
was
the
evil
dream
in that
sequence.
movie. Are you kidding me? He was a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, he was. He went dark in that one.
Martha. My mommy's name is Martha too.
Stops him from pretty much taking him out with kryptonite.
I hate that movie. I did a marathon, okay? I spent a whole fucking day
Yeah.
watching Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League. Justice League was like okay, although I've heard the new cut is like way better.
Oh, New Cut's awesome, man.
I haven't watched it because I don't want to dedicate 4 hours of my life to a fucking Zack Snyder movie. So I don't like him really all that much.
Yeah, I
300 's
heard
my
you don't care
favorite.
for him.
Maybe Watchmen, although he completely missed the point of the graphic novel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Batman fan, so I'll pretty much watch anything Batman.
I want to see the animated show. It just got put out on Blu-ray like 2 or 3 years ago. Had a really awesome box set. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, I grew up on those.
See, I did not, so I had a feeling you did.
That was my after school go-to.
Oh my god, there's an 80th anniversary collection. I don't know what that is, but $45 you can get the entire animated series on Blu-ray. with
I have
special
them on.
features.
I have them on a bootleg, pirated, but like all the episodes. But I would like to get one with a good transfer because these transfers aren't good.
Well, the one I just sent you is like supposed to be awesome, and it's 40% off, 44% off right now. So now's the time to get it.
Wow.
But Ichi.
Yeah, let's get back to Ichi.
I got excited talking about Batman because I really want that box set. So because I haven't seen them, I want to see the golden age.
I got the animated movies, a lot of them. Anyways, back to Ichi here.
This is a really shitty scene where Oshisu is asking Zatoichi for help and like taking the territory or something, or keeping it. And he's like, oh, you should just marry a man and live a happy life. Be submissive. Be a woman. You know, fulfill your gender role. And I'm like, shut up, Zatoichi.
Yeah, look who's talking.
It's like, I hated him in that scene. Like, that was the first time I was like, is he a good guy? Is he really?
Sometimes he could get pretty dark.
Because like, I'm fine with this whole murdering everybody. Like, whatever.
You need that.
That's every fucking samurai movie and TV show and like everything. But like, to be like, hey woman, shut up. Go marry a man and just shut the fuck up. I was like, Zatoichi. Like,
I'm being a complete asshole here, man. Cut it out.
I just thought of the perfect crossover movie along the veins of Zatoichi versus Yoshimbo and Zatoichi and the One-Armed Swordsman. Why was there no Zatoichi and Lady Snowblood? That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been... Sign me up for that.
Okay, we gotta resurrect Shintaro Katsu. Again, they should reboot the series. This is a great series to reboot.
Yeah, you get a lot of fans. You could get someone to do it, like you said.
Takashi Miike.
Takashi Miike would be the perfect fit. I could see it.
As much as I hate him, I think Quentin Tarantino could.
I could see him doing it too, but...
That was killed.
I don't know how that would work.
He just took the entirety of Snowblood. And then, like, a couple shots from... Oh, God, I hate him. I accidentally caused a huge thing on Discord.
You were telling me about it.
Because people were like, tell me your controversial opinions. And I was like, Tarantino has no talent. He just takes and does nothing new with stuff. And immediately everybody was like, what the fuck?
Going at you.
It was like...
There's a lot of Tarantino fans out there, man.
Yeah, and I know a bunch of them, so I try to shut up.
I'm one.
I let people.
I'm not I'm not all diehard. I'm not gonna go and attack someone over it.
Yeah, but like everybody, like it's like on Facebook when you see like, you know, you post a thing in the group chat and you see everybody is typing like on the bottom. It was that immediately. Everyone was like, what? And I explained myself, and they were like, you know, we understand you, but
yeah. I get what you're saying, though, that he copies a lot of stuff, man. Sometimes, like, really?
That's my issue.
Can't you be original?
Like, my favorite of his is Inglourious Bastards. Because it has nothing to do with the original. It's just a good thriller. Like,
I haven't seen that one.
Really?
No.
That was everybody's favorite when I was in middle school. Not to age you, but... That's what everybody loved in middle school. And I loved it.
Yeah, it's making me real old now. Yeah, mine's got to be between Pulp Fiction and Jackie Brown, man. I love Jackie Brown.
Although I should, because I'm a huge blaxploitation fan, and I love a good Pam Grier film. So.
Man, it won't disappoint. It's got that feel to it. Has my favorite actor, Robert Forster, in it.
Oh, he's in Twin Peaks.
Is he? Oh, wow. It's my favorite actor, man. Vigilante is one of my favorite films of all time.
Which movie?
Vigilante with him and Fred Williamson.
Hey, they have a new one coming out.
It's like a rape revenge film, man, but it goes bars down, man, on revenge.
He's great. God, I'm like looking up his... Oh, he's in Mulholland Drive. Fuck yeah.
Forster's the man, bro.
He's in Breaking Bad.
Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, he died. Fuck.
Yeah. Sad. I was sad when that day happened.
I think the biggest day that like fucked me up of a death was Christopher Lee.
Oh man,
Because I was on
legend.
my yeah, huh?
Christopher Lee's a legend, man.
Yeah, because I was at summer camp because I used to teach for 4 or 5 summers at a Boy Scout camp during the summer, obviously.
Yeah.
But one of my best friends, who was my director for most of those years, me and him were hanging out in the cafeteria during one of the volunteer weeks. And he looked at his phone. He's like, huh, interesting. I was like, wait, what happened? He's like, oh, Christopher Lee died. And like my entire day just like shifted.
Like nothing.
I give him so much shit for that, for just springing that on me. Because I was like sitting there eating like biscuits and gravy, because I was like, that's what we ate at camp. And I was like sitting there just happy, you know, just having fun. And he's like, oh shit, like Christopher Lee died. Oh well. And just moved on with his life. And I'm just sitting there
like nothing. Man.
And also George Romero. That one was really bad. Oh my god, Stuart Gordon. Romero. I had to take a week off from school from Stuart Gordon's death.
Yeah, that was harsh too, man.
I also had my advisor. He was a huge horror fan, so thankfully he understood. He was like, "Yeah, I'm recovering too." Reanimated. That's my favorite. I was like, "Thank you."
That's a good movie. I'm lucky. Like a lot of mine died already before my time, like Fulci and freaking Joe Spinell. I'm a big Joe Spinell fan. I like trashy movies, and he has some of the best.
How old is Dario Argento? He's like doing a movie with
I'm not sure.
What's the name? Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Did you see that recently? He's like doing a movie with Daft Punk. I was like, what the fuck?
No way. I didn't know that.
I was like, okay, all right.
That's odd.
I'm for it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Anything Argento, I'll pretty much watch. Well, he's lost his touch in his later stuff.
Don't watch anything beyond Phenomena. Is that the one? Everybody hates Phenomena. I love it.
I love
it has
Phenomena.
Iron Maiden soundtrack, so I love it.
Yeah,
and
that's a cool song.
She's great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Argento's 80 years old.
God. I recently found out someone was really old. Who was it? Captain Cook. What's his name?
Oh, William Shatner?
Yeah, he's like 90.
Yeah. Man. He looks good, like for his age.
He's exactly 90. March 22nd. 1931. What the fuck?
All the legends.
His hair is still black. There's like not a thing of gray. Like, how
he looks good for his age, man.
He's still doing shit. Like,
we got Clint Eastwood. He's 91.
That one,
Are you a Clint Eastwood fan?
He has said that I have not agreed with.
Oh yeah.
So
I like his films, but personally, I don't.
I like his spaghetti western movies.
Yeah.
I'm still super pissed about how Kino Lorber discontinued the Dollars Trilogy 4K box set they had.
Yeah.
They said it was like $2 million to like make. And they were like, we're just gonna do this movie by movie. Like,
wow.
We cannot do a box set. Because I was gonna buy that when they announced it in like 2017, 18 maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. Because
I've been on that
before. I don't care about westerns at all.
Yeah.
John Wayne, all of them, I don't give a shit. I think
I like spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, spaghetti westerns I like a lot more. Do you like German spaghetti westerns?
The last one I watched, I actually enjoyed it, man. But
Deadlock?
It wasn't the best. But yeah, Deadlock.
That was a specific one. Because I was wondering about that. Because I know you were like, oh shit, they're not doing a standard edition. I have to have it.
It's not the best, but I still enjoyed it. I like the story. I thought it was interesting through the whole film. It just some kind of lacked something. I don't know what it was, but I can't point it out. But like I've seen a lot of spaghetti westerns, and this one's a German spaghetti western. But yeah, it
That's
just
the weirdest. Like,
it lacks
matchup.
something to me.
Have you
It's
seen
not a bad
Otoko?
movie. Yeah,
So good.
I
Do you
loved
have
it.
that Alejandro Jodorowsky box set?
Yes, I do.
You should give it to me. I
Setting it
missed
right
out
now.
on it, and I really regret that.
I jumped on it. I knew that thing wasn't gonna last long. And I was like, I like weird shit like that, man. And I never seen none
Holy
of his
Mountain's
films.
the greatest film ever.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm unapologetically a huge fan.
My favorite Santa Sangre of all time of his.
I
love
may
that
get
film.
that. I hate Severin, but it's a good
Yeah.
restoration, looks like. But I just want to
Haven't-
throw in Clint Eastwood is making a new Western movie right now.
Is he?
It's called Cry Macho, which is a
Mm-hmm.
remake of like another
He's
movie.
directing it or he's in it?
Directing.
Okay, because I was gonna say he can't do no western.
Oh,
no
he's
more.
also starring. Okay, never mind. So yeah,
Mhm.
he's directing, starring. So this is gonna be good.
He's gonna have to be like a bartender or something. He's not gonna be able to be active.
It's like in those fucking Taken movies when what's his name? Ian McKellen. What the fuck is his name? Liam Neeson. He's like
Yeah.
there's like 50
There you
shots
go.
of him like jumping over a fence. Have you seen that short?
No, I haven't.
It's so embarrassing. Oh my god.
He's up in age too, man.
I gotta
I
find it.
like Taken. I like the movie Taken.
I haven't seen it.
Not bad. But he got repetitive on his films quick.
I gave up on him.
I liked a couple of his films, but then I kind of got burnt out on them.
Is it this one? I'm like, oh my god. Okay. This one's really embarrassing. I'll send it to you, and then we can talk
Alright.
about Ichi again. I
Okay.
just don't care about these movies.
I know it's hard, man. This is a rough one. Rough one to get through.
It's a 6-second one, so I don't know if you want to watch it now. Or... It's so
Oh.
embarrassing.
I think I put it on.
It
I'll,
is.
I'll watch it.
Notice how many cuts there are of him jumping over a fucking fence.
Does it interfere with your sound if I put it on?
I don't hear it if it's playing.
Let's see. It's on right now.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Okay, I'll lower it. I'll just
It's
watch
like
it without
a
volume.
schlubby, like 60-year-old Liam Neeson jumping over a fence, and there's like 50 cameras, like, pew, 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 pew. Like it's so embarrassing in my opinion.
Oh man, it's like me. I just checked it out. It's like me trying to get somewhere across the fence right now.
It's me getting
That's how
him
I'd
out of
look.
bed. I hope there's a scene of me like acting in a movie. I don't care to act. I'd much rather direct or be a cinematographer because I think that's where my strengths lie. But if I was to ever act in a movie, my one demand would be a 60 camera shot scene of me getting out of bed with intense music like that.
Intense
Of it,
music.
like,
Yeah.
me like twisting my back and like fucking up my ankle or something.
Yeah. Me to the fridge.
Like, that's what that scene reminds me of. It's so embarrassing. I feel so bad for him. Does him no favors.
It'd be like me going to the fridge and I do like a roll in there. Then I don't get back up. I'm just on the ground.
Trying to
just
step
flat.
over the dog.
It's just me flat on my back trying to recover.
You try to do a backflip, but like the cabinet's in the way. He's like, oh shit. Gotta roll
Shit,
over,
man.
push yourself up.
That's gonna leave a mark. Damn it.
My back. You just gotta sit there all day with an ice pack.
Just get it out. Everything's cracking on me.
I
Just
can't
roll my
believe
ball.
Liam Neeson did that. That's so embarrassing. I would have
Yeah,
been like, no. Get a stunt person, CGI his
Yeah.
face.
yeah, something like that. I went and got a refill and had my daughter. She's hanging on to me.
Have her talk about Satoshi.
You know what? She watches some Asian stuff. She might be able to.
Ooh. Definitely make her watch Miyazaki, Hayao Miyazaki, the anime.
Hmm.
Totoro, Spirited Away.
She
Great
plays a
films.
game called Camiro School or something. I can't say it right. Come on. Something simulator. It's like an Asian game. She plays on an app.
Well, I highly recommend Hayao Miyazaki. You can get a bootleg box set, which I apparently
Box
have.
set, nice.
So, because it was $400 when I was in high school, and I was like, I'm not paying $400 for that. Like, fuck no. And then, like when I was a junior in college, in undergrad, I saw that same box set and it was like $90, and I was like, fuck yeah! Immediately bought it, watched it all, loved it, forgot about it. Well, not forgot about it, but forgot about the fact that it was really low price.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, here's how you can tell that you have a bootleg. Is your disc black on the other side from the art? And I looked at it and I was like, oh. it's bootleg. And I was like,
I don't know
well.
how many times I've been burned by that, man, so I know what you're saying.
I was like, oh well, like it has everything. So
Yeah.
but
I have to get a refill here, man. Just crack the can.
Oh, I just got 2 of them. So I'm trying to
Man,
find
I
the box set. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, $300. Never mind.
300. Damn.
Buy it on eBay, and you'll get it $90. Because that's what I paid, and it was worth it.
Mm. I'll look out for it for sure. Yeah, sounds like the Halloween box set, man, from Scream Factory.
God. See, my issue is I only care about 1, 2, and 3. Like, I don't care about the sequels.
I go to part 6 and then it falls off for me.
I also haven't watched Beyond 3 because I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, I know Friday the 13th is a little different in that, like, all of them have that charm of, like, you know, not time zone, but, like, the time period where they were made. Because, like, Halloween, the only one that comes to mind is the one where Ice Cube is in it. Like,
no, you mean Busta Rhymes?
Yeah, Busta Rhymes, yeah.
Busta Rhymes, yeah.
Which is a very specific time period.
Why you're choking, man. Yeah. That's the worst one. I think Resurrection or Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, I refuse to go beyond 3. They're also amazing. I don't want to lessen my view.
I'm a big Halloween fan. But I know they get worse, but I still stand by them.
See, that's me with Saw. I love that fucking series so much. And I'm shocked there's no good box set. The box set that I have has no special features at all. And I'm like, show me how you came up with the traps. Right now.
I want to see that.
Show me it. Show me your drawings. Tell me about it. Where were you in life? Were you suicidal when you made these traps? Like,
what was your mojo there, man? Depression or? They do have cool traps, though.
It's so awesome. I love that series.
Yeah. I'm actually watching that now. I think I'm on part 6 right now.
For the first time?
No, I've seen them before.
Oh, okay. I watched.
I haven't seen the new one. I still gotta watch
Jigsaw
that one.
Or Spiral?
Spiral.
I haven't seen that.
I have it
because I don't care, but because it's hard to find. Outside of paying $30 for a standard Blu-ray.
I found it on eBay for under 20 with the slip.
Spiral Blu-ray. Let's look. There's one at $23 at Target.
Check eBay. They have them for good prices.
Chris Rock, Samuel Jackson. No one else I know.
Samuel Jackson's like in every movie.
No, never mind. That's Rudy Ray Moore. Bitch, are you for real? You need to watch some Rudy Ray Moore movies.
They have the Blu-ray of Spiral for $14.75 on eBay with the slipcover. $14.
I see it on Amazon.
I don't really use Amazon because they
DVD.
ripped me off one
Oh
time.
no, the Blu-ray is $13. It's cheaper than the DVD. What?
Yeah,
That's a little.
some good price. You can find it for a good price online.
Have you seen Quiet Place 2?
Yeah, I watched it.
How was it?
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was good.
Well, okay. Let me follow it up with another question. What did you think of the first one?
I liked it too a lot. I'm not gonna say I loved them, but I liked them.
Because I think the first one was the most 5 out of 10 movie ever. Wasn't good, wasn't bad. It was just fine. As Goldie
It's entertaining. It's entertaining. I thought part 2 was better than part 1.
Is it? That's what I've been hearing, actually.
Mm-hmm. And then it has my favorite actor, Cillian Murphy, one of my favorite actors.
Celine Dion?
No, Cillian Murphy.
We wish.
Celine Dion, nah, man. But
She's great.
wouldn't mind seeing her, though, you know. He came out 28 days later.
Oh, okay. I'm on the Amazon page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
He was the Scarecrow and Batman. The whatchamacallit, who directed those Batmans? The ones with
Nolan?
Christian Bale. There you go, Nolan. I can't remember his name.
Nolan
Nolan
can't get
Batmans.
behind it. I do not like those movies.
Nah, I like them.
For me, it's Batman being like, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at him, he's like the most like beta white male ever.
Yeah, Batman's my go-to in the superhero. I don't watch superhero films too much, but I'll watch Batman.
I love the Marvel movies. So
I'm not a fan, but I like Wolverine.
what do you think of Logan?
I liked it. I thought it was a solid film. Mm-hmm.
I really like that one. I haven't seen the black and white one though. So
Yeah, I have a copy of it somewhere.
the struggle.
I need to get Wolverine the second part. What is it?
Oh God, that one's bad.
Is it?
The only one I at one point had all 3 of them. The original X-Men 3, X-Men 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then Wolverine. And then the Wolverine. And then Logan, I think. Let me just look up Hugh Jackman. I'm sure that list is there.
I like the very few superhero movies. I hate the Avengers, and that's unpopular with everyone.
Why?
I just can't stand them. I don't know. I got bored. I watched the first one and I said, it's not bad. Then they kept doing them. First Avengers movie. The newer ones. And I was like, I didn't mind it. And then after that, I was like, nah. Got like Fast and the Furious to me. Kept doing them and doing them.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Because I don't care for Fast and the Furious at all. I think Tokyo Drift was the best one. Because it was Japanese.
I haven't seen that
focus. One. Oh, it's the second one they ever made. Has nothing to do with the first one. It's just Japanese people with the awesomest music and the awesomest cars. And I'm not a car person at all, by the way.
Me neither.
If it gets me to where I want, okay, great. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna get a hard on over an engine.
Apparently, Hugh Jackman will be in the MCU. I hope, as Wolverine. That'd be great.
Nice.
I didn't realize he was Australian.
I grew up a Wolverine fan since the comics. I liked Wolverine.
I should get into the comics.
But other than that, you won't see me watching superhero movies, really. Batman, and I like The Watchmen. That was a good one.
I haven't seen the show, because I know it's supposed to be pretty awful.
I haven't seen that either.
From what I've seen. Or from what I've heard. The Boys is supposed to be good. I want to see that.
Which one's that one?
That's basically Watchmen, but better. That's what I've heard. Everyone I know is like, dude, you will love it. And I'm like, if only I had internet. Maybe I'll do that this weekend instead of watching all these shitty cult films that I have. I watch like Watchmen or like.
I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. I know a lot of people hate that, but I love The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you know my feelings on it.
Yeah, I already know yours.
I just
Actually
I
got
just have to say, because maybe people don't know, because I'm not cutting this out.
yeah.
My issue was when the dumpster scene happened with Glenn. That's when I became
Yeah.
actively hating the series, because everything became a social media gimmick. And when that fucking final episode happened, where it went first person mode on like who got hit by Negan, and it was like hashtag
Yeah.
who is it? I was like, fuck you, fuck your show, fuck Greg Nicotero, although he's pretty awesome
Man, he's awesome.
on the makeup. Like, I love him.
Mhm.
But fuck everybody involved. And then I watched the first season, the next episode, where it actually made it into really interesting. I loved that episode. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
great. I'm done with Walking Dead. What a great... I can't believe they canceled that show. I can't believe they stopped it. I was like,
Yeah.
I tricked myself into thinking...
It almost lost me when Rick died. Almost not died, but supposedly
Oh, yeah, the
disappeared
helicopter.
or whatever.
I
Yeah.
heard about that.
That's when I said I don't know if I could really continue, but no, it still kept my interest.
The
Fell
part,
off.
the big thing that pissed me off was when Carl, his son, he
Yeah.
the actor who played him, what's his name? Chandler
Chan-
Riggs.
Chandler Riggs, yeah.
He bought a house, accepted a college offer to like University of Atlanta, whatever is nearby, the
Yeah.
shooting location. He did all this stuff. And then a week or two later, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're killing off Carl. And he was like, what? I just like spent my entire
Yeah.
fucking life savings on a
Man, I didn't know
house
that.
and college to like stay here. Because you guys didn't tell me this. This is like the halfway season. And immediately all the cast members were like, fuck you, AMC. Why would you do this?
That's cold right there.
And that's when Rick, what's his name? The actor. Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew Lincoln, yeah. There you go.
That's when he came forward and was like, yeah, fuck you, AMC. Like, literally. He said that.
Mhm.
Fuck you. I can't believe you did this. And immediately he got killed off in that helicopter scene. Like, immediately. Like,
I didn't know that, man.
season. And he got killed off. And then the main character became Daryl.
The Arrow, man. Badass.
Oh, I can't stand him.
I like it.
Like,
I'm a fan.
I think
so
the,
I'm a fanboy.
I think
so.
the pinnacle of his character was season 4.
Mhm.
Right after the prison. Maybe season 3, I guess. Is when he's having
Yeah.
all the conflicting stuff with Mel. Also played by one of my favorite actors ever.
Michael Rooker.
Yeah, he's awesome. Have you seen
Yeah.
Serial Killer Henry? Whatever the fuck that movie
No,
is?
I haven't. I
Oh
keep
my
getting it
God.
recommended to me, but
So good. Oh my gosh.
everyone's recommended me that movie, man,
His
that I
best.
talked to.
His best role. But I think that was the pinnacle of Daryl, was his combating his brother's legacy.
Hmm.
Because I love a good character arc, okay?
Yeah.
I love good plot development, character development, all that.
Yeah.
And that was like my favorite Daryl. And after that, he was like, I'm badass with the crossbow. Oh
Yeah.
shit. All the cast members talk shit about AMC. Oh, I'm the main character now. Like,
he got a big payday, man, for sure.
yeah, but
Took over.
I hate Walking Dead. Season 1 and 2, well, 2 is pretty awful. But 3 and 4, I loved. 1, 3, and
I'm
4.
still going. Ready for August.
Are they on 11?
Last season, they're closing it.
Oh shit, they actually are.
Yeah. This is the last season.
They didn't plan it out. I know it for a fact. They're just gonna end it.
Yeah. I'm going all the way, man. I've been diehard since day one, so I'm not
It's the
giving up.
sunk cost fallacy, is what I hear.
I love zombies. Like anything zombies, I'll watch.
Same here, and I love Greg Nicotero. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I try not to give him too much
You've
shit.
seen my channel name. I'm a zombie fan.
Yeah, you have Bub as you.
Yeah, Bub. It's Undead Nightmare. I'm just obsessed with the undead. I watch bad zombie films and just love them. People say they suck, and I'm like, I liked it. Had some zombie kills in it.
I'm trying to think of the worst zombie movie I've seen.
I could tell you one right now off the top.
Which one?
No, I can't. What's the name? I forgot the name already. It's the one where it's a love story.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a recent one. What the heck is it called? Where she falls in love with a zombie and he starts becoming human.
Oh,
Warm Bodies.
Oh, that one. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about the one from
fucking
Arrow
hated that movie.
that I watched recently.
Warm Bodies. I fucking hated that movie.
I heard the book is better, but the book is always better. So
how the hell's a zombie gonna start turning human after he's making out with a girl or
have
whatever?
you seen that awesome Japanese zombie film? Z is for zombie, whatever, or Zombie for Sale.
Yeah.
It's the same plot, but awesome.
I loved it. I have it, actually.
I watched that and I was like, I think my only complaint was that it was like 5 minutes too long.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was right before I made my channel, and I was like, on my own personal YouTube or Instagram.
I like the homage it pays to Train to Busan in it.
Oh, Train to Busan is the perfect film, in my opinion.
Oh, it's good.
It's a shame they never made a sequel.
They did, but
shh. No, they didn't.
I guess you can't call it that.
It's supposed to be awful, and I refuse to watch it. I am not gonna.
It's bad. It's bad.
I'm not gonna purposely fuck up my viewing of Train to Busan, because that movie
it's like you
awesome.
You watching a video game, a zombie video game for a couple hours. That's how bad the CGI is.
I refuse to watch it because Train to Busan is a legit classic. That's gonna go down in history, in my opinion.
It's good. I liked it a lot. My favorite zombie film of all time, is of course Dawn of the Dead, but all that Romero Dead trilogy I could watch over and over.
My issue with the Dead trilogy is that it depends on my mood on what is my favorite. Because sometimes I'm like, I want a good social commentary on like human like nature. Okay, Night of the Living Dead. Okay, I want a great like thought experiment about what would I do in a zombie apocalypse. Okay, Dawn of the Dead. I want a great
go to the mall.
I want a great makeup effects, depressing, make me want to shoot myself in the head movie. Day of the Dead. It really depends on my mood. Like, they're all really fun and awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Night of the Living Dead is, of course, my favorite.
I love all of them, but my favorite's Dawn.
I think the best thing about Night of the Living Dead is the fact that when George Romero died, I was able to go see an original print of the movie in theaters for free. Like,
I remember you talking about that, and I was like,
was so
awesome, bro.
Yeah, 2016, I think it was. No, summer 2017 is when he died. So yeah, it was like August 2017 before I went back to school. So
there's two films I wish I'd seen in the big screen: Dawn of the Dead, the original, and Halloween, the original. Please let me see those one of these days in a big screen, man.
Were you alive then? Because I wasn't. I know for a fact
I wasn't alive.
My dad saw Halloween in the theaters.
My birth year was 82.
Ooh. I was 96.
96.
I'm a baby.
You're a baby. Yeah. A lot of cool movies came out during my birth year, like The Thing. There's a bunch of awesome films.
You had the golden years of Iron Maiden. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
82
Iron
to
Maiden.
89. Like,
my favorite band's Metallica. But I like all that. Iron Maiden, Megadeth. I like all that stuff.
So I have to ask with favorite band being Metallica, because I love Metallica, but I have to disassociate sometimes. what do you think of post Black Album?
Yeah, they kind of, it's not their best work, but there's a couple hits in there. I could get to. But you mean like before or after? After?
No, before it's like 10 out of 10. I love it. But
Oh yeah, perfect before to me.
what's your favorite album by Metallica?
Mm, man, my favorite song by them is "Nothing Else Matters," so it'd have to be that album.
That was my suicide song.
It's so depressing, but I love it, man. I don't know why. What's the album that has "Nothing Else Matters"?
Black Album.
Black Album? Yeah,
I think.
it's got to be that then.
I think it's.
And then Unforgiven.
Oh, I love Unforgiven. Oh,
Unforgiven.
huh. I don't see it on here. Nothing.
Fade to Black's a great song too.
Oh, I love this one. I can play for him the bell tolls on bass.
No way! Wow,
It's really easy.
that is cool. I never played an instrument in my life.
I've been going back and forth on having, because I'm a proficient bass player, I think. And I've been going back and forth because it is, my hobby blog. I can have whatever the fuck I want in terms of hobbies. I was like, I've been thinking about having my bass stuff.
It's a good name.
I purposely made it vague so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
That's how I feel because I'm Undead Nightmare and it like links me to horror. And it links me to pretty much zombies, which I love, but I'm more than that, man. I like other genres too. Horror's my favorite, but I mean, I watch so many other films and I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm pushed to just that genre. I'm like, hey, you're a horror fan. Yes, I am, but I like other films too.
So I'm looking through the Metallica discography because I was interested to look at post Black Album. But Reload is actually a pretty good album. Has Feel, The Memory Remains,
Real.
Devil's Dance. Have you heard that song?
I'm not sure. I'd have to hear it.
Unforgiven Part 2, which is embarrassing in my opinion. I can't.
I jam it, but it's not the best.
I gotta be drunk to enjoy it. What's on
I have a drunk video of me singing "Nothing Else Matters," man.
Oh man.
And they're constantly
up a Patreon and have people pay $5 to see it.
Oh my god. It's funny because I have like a beer in my hand and pretty much my beer belly sticking out and I'm singing "Nothing Else Matters."
Saint Anger isn't too bad.
Nah, that's a good jam.
Frantic. And
I like One. One's pretty good too.
Oh, that one's great. That was the first album I ever bought. And Justice for All. Although I hate Lars Ulrich because of what he did to, not Cliff Burton. Jason Newsted. He took out all the bass parts for all that entire album.
Damn.
There's a YouTube.
So you know more than me. You know the history more than I do.
Oh yeah, all I do is watch documentaries. So. But I highly recommend the YouTube video. I'll probably just send it here. Called "And Justice for Jason."
I'll check it out.
Where they re-input all of the bass parts of the whole album in. And it sounds fucking awesome.
They even made an Unforgiven 3.
That one's actually pretty good.
Is it? I don't think I've heard that one. Death
Magnetic. That was 2008. I was 11 years old when that came out. I was a metal kid.
Old man already.
From 8 years old. Hammerfall. Dragon Force, if you remember them.
Sounds familiar. I don't know a lot of it, but I love rock. Classic rock I love. Anything 80s.
Classic as in like Bad Company and like the Eagles.
Yeah, Bad Company, the Eagles.
I don't want to feel old because some people call like Blink 182 classic rock,
No, fuck.
and it
no.
kills me. It makes my soul wither when I hear that, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Talking about the Allman Brothers.
Do you like Molly
that.
Hatchet?
Yeah, I do.
Aside from that one song that everybody knows.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god.
I'm lost here.
I'm about to send you the best album ever. Holy fuck.
I love classic rock, so.
It's Southern rock. And not
Southern.
awful.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't
Southern
like
rock,
Leonard Skinner at all, which everyone hates me for.
I like Leonard Skinner.
I don't. I think they're shitty. They're not good people, but
I like Simple Man. I just always like that song.
oh, here's the album. Molly Hatchet by Molly Hatchet. Okay. I love it when bands do that. Huh. Our first album. And our band is called Iron Maiden. We'll have an album called Iron Maiden. Oh, we're Molly Hatchet. We're going to have our first album be Molly Hatchet.
I don't think I've heard him, honestly, man. Tell you the truth.
I'm about to send you the best album of all time. Here it is. 36 minutes, that doesn't seem like. Let me go bathroom and then we'll go to Zatoichi.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we forgot about that. He's probably getting mad at us. He's going to slice us up.
As much as I want to talk about Molly Hatchet all day. Where were we?
I think you wanted to get back to Ichi. That's what you were saying. Or do we go on here?
So, yeah, the last thing we talked about was how much of a piece of shit Zatoichi was talking to that woman about how she should be like submissive and like all that shit. But after that, we found out that the boss wants to like have Oshitsu in maid servitude. And it was like, oh, this is such a wonderful thing. You will love this. This, that, and the other. And that's when one of the assassins like kills the brother of Oshitsu. And get rid of any of the heirs to the territory.
Yeah. And the inspector sends for, I can't say the name, but you just said it, Osichu. I slaughtered the name, but to work for him.
Yeah.
Is that he has an order for her to go work for him? Or did I fast forward too fast there?
No, that's good. But because Zatoichi finds out about that, and he's like, I'm gonna save her after the assassination of Saikichi.
Yeah.
And that's her brother, by the way. And so he runs to the old man's place, and he's like, I want my new sword. And it ends up that the samurai stole it, and it was like, oh no. And the old man is dead, and everyone's like depressed. And the camera pans to his finger and is pointing to the closet. And Ichi like feels his finger and is like, oh, something's in that direction. Runs into a closet, pulls it out, and there's the sword, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's a little twist to that as well.
Yeah, when he and the boss, I didn't put a name down, but they're fighting, and they have that classic scene. It's in every movie ever, where they attack each other, and you hear the sword break, but you don't see who's holding it. And it zooms out, and it's the boss. The boss had the broken sword, and Zatoichi has had the good sword the entire time.
He switched it. The old man switched it.
Which is cool. I mean, whatever.
I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping that the entire movie would be, the sword.
Yeah.
Not Oshitsu and Territory fighting.
It goes away from that a lot.
So that's what I was disappointed about. It's still good. It's not as bad as the next movies, but it's still good.
And you're gonna hear me bring up a snow setting at the end when Ichi pretty much fights the main guy, the inspector. I call him the inspector. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
that's him.
there's a fight between them in a snow setting. I'm a sucker for that, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that end scene was pretty awesome. That's when they're throwing barrels at him to like trip him. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's cool.
It's been done, but it's cool. But that's pretty much all the notes I have on that.
Same here. Are we ready for the most notes intensive fucking
Oh my
section?
god.
I have 5 bullet
I'm ready.
points on the next movie.
I'm gonna sound like probably nothing's gonna make sense during this one, so I'll try my best.
So, just to set it up, is Zatoichi 16, Zatoichi the Outlaw, another 1967 movie. It's the first movie that was produced by Katsu's production company, which is the main actor. I mentioned in the first episode at one point, they were becoming bankrupt making these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Although they were making all the money in the world, but like, it was just one movie and they were making, 20 movies a year, so it couldn't keep it afloat. And so Shintaro Katsu, who was the main star, he made his own production company to keep it going. And so this is the first movie. I don't know about you, but it shows.
It definitely does show, man.
It's really bad. My initial reaction is that I hated it. I fell
Same here.
asleep for 30 minutes and I still knew what was going on because it's so formula centric. It really relies on the formula that we know.
Like I was telling you, I was writing notes and I was scribbling. Like I lost focus
Just
or interest,
doodling,
and I
just
started
drawing
scribbling on the
pictures.
paper. And you see it throughout my notes where I scribbled. I was like, "Damn, man!" But I wrote down a few things, but
So
it's pretty much repetitive.
yeah, the big issue is that it just takes a bunch of scenes from other movies into this. Because the intro is the archery scene. Oh, tap on the target 3 times. And everybody is like, oh, you can't do it, you're blind. And he does it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But my issue is that they had the most fucking dramatic music ever playing for this, like,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's like smiling and like aiming his bow. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I hated this movie. I am overblown because I am drunk, but like, I don't care for this movie at all.
I'm pretty getting drunk too, but what I gotta say is why the fuck does it go in slow motion?
Did it?
Why do
I
you
didn't
need
even
that?
notice that. I was
Yeah,
wondering
when
what
that
you were
music's
talking
playing,
about.
it's going in slow motion, and I'm like, there's nothing dramatic happening. He's about to shoot. He's about to shoot an arrow. I just found some awkward stuff in this movie.
The first time he did that archery thing was awesome because it was like, oh, no music. Everybody be like, oh, whispering. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Whispering, being like, he's not going to do it. Oh, he does it. Hunt him down. Oh, he kills him. Guy who wants to imitate Zatoichi. Like, that's when the movie starts up. It's awesome. That's the movie where I was talking about how the night and day difference of the two actors were in playing the blind man. Because they're both, like, seeing actors.
Yeah.
And this movie is like, oh, he can do this. It's like,
yeah, in that last scene you were talking about, you have the guy and him sitting next to each other. And this one, the guy goes to the side and he's just like standing there. Like
yeah,
laughing.
he's not like interacting at all.
Yeah, there's no interaction. And I was like, that's real odd. I just found that whole scene odd.
Everything I have is literally like one sentence.
Me too.
The 5 bullet points.
Scribbles.
But the next one I have is that this is the most interesting part, which, I mean, I fell asleep, so, I missed it. But apparently I didn't miss much if you also fell asleep and did not care. Because
I lost focus.
It was just so bad. It was so formulaic. But, like, there is a scene where he meets a samurai, like, immediately after the intro, who kills off like an entire group of people without a sword. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes, let's get a whole movie about this. About using weapons to kill versus your hands. Nope. It's just like
just a one scene
happens.
thing.
It's just a one time.
That was real odd too. This film was very awkward, man.
And I think the big issue is the town that they go to. I don't know if you put a note on this, but it's a town where they don't gamble, they don't party, celebrations and holidays have been prohibited. So literally nothing happens in this fucking town except farming. It is the most boring fucking shit ever. And I'm like, why is Zatoichi here? Like, why did he?
I'm probably gonna blow your mind with this, but this is where my favorite song's at.
I can't remember. I was probably asleep.
It's the farmers in the field singing.
Oh, okay. I remember that one. It was like, no whoring,
no fighting, no whoring. That's my favorite song. I don't know why.
It was so funny.
Stupid, but it's funny. It's like, no fighting, no whoring, no killing. I'm like, oh my god, this is really happening.
It was
I love
really
this song.
in your face. Like, I'm sure they were like, this is serious. This is a serious moment to show the town's, I guess, views on, like, life.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, this is so fucking cheesy. Like,
I guess that's why I was laughing out loud. I was like, really? You're going to yell out no whoring?
No gambling. No partying. I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's my favorite song, if you wanted to know.
I don't know, man. The
shittiest movie, it's my favorite song.
Zatoichi singing in the next movie was pretty fucking awesome.
I love that. I had a question about that one. Is it him singing?
Probably. Sounds like him.
It does.
He's talking.
That's a great song. But yeah, that farming song just got me, man. I was so laughing out loud.
It's so ridiculous because you don't know if they were trying to say something with it.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Like, because usually it's like, maybe it's like a propaganda song. That's what I'm thinking. That's what they were.
I could just hear a song like here in school, and you're like hearing Dare.
Pledge allegiance.
Don't do drugs. Don't touch boobies. Shit like that. It just made me laugh,
no dude. Butts no touch.
I just got a kick out of it. Don't say that. Don't look at R-rated movies after midnight. Shit like that.
Don't go swimming after eating 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. It cracked me up.
But the next point that I have is that Zatoichi teams up with a Yakuza gang ran by Tetsuo Endo, who is in everything. And he's helping some peasants and they get jumped. He kills one and cuts the arm off another. And it ends up the people he killed and cut the arm off were people he cared about. And that's where like the drama comes from. And it's the most uninteresting thing ever. They literally copy and paste scenes in this movie. I mean, it was so bad.
And you would think with Ichi's hearing, he would know. Like, he steps on voices.
Because they're talking.
Yeah, you would think, like, okay.
In number 17, that he knows people's voices. Like, come on.
How are you going to slice someone up and you know their voice? Like, I couldn't, it didn't sell me on that.
Yeah, I don't know what he was, whether he was thinking sake or just didn't care anymore. Like, this movie sucked.
Yeah, it was awful.
I don't have anything else until the climax, so if you have anything, jump in.
Oh, I don't have much. I just have, what do I have here? Ichi meets with the bad guys. That's how bad I was noting this. And he kills a moth with a toothpick. I thought that was cool. Yeah, like spits it out and it stabs the moth. I thought that was cool.
I think I was asleep.
But man, other than that, this film was pretty boring.
Because the final scene is great. Because there's riflemen who are following Zatoichi. And they shoot him. And they see the body of Zatoichi. And I was like, oh, how is he going to get out of this? And then they walk off and they're like, hey, we killed Zatoichi. Yay. You know, whatever. and they walk off, and then like a couple seconds pass, and Satuichi gets up. He just pulls out a fucking scarecrow out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, you're such a great friend of mine." I was like, "How do they not see that? Are you kidding me?"
And this is actually the film that has a head decapitation.
Oh yeah, I have it right here. So then the final fight happens. I'm reading from my notes, which is cool, heavy rain, no music, very atmospheric. Lots of blood is flowing.
Yeah.
Everybody is bleeding from hoses.
I like that.
And the boss gets decapitated because he tries to trick Satuichi by pretending to be dead. And he like lunges for Satuichi and he just fucking decapitates him. Little spurts of blood from his head stump.
Yeah, I really was impressed with that. If I could give any pluses, it'd be that.
We have nothing between him arriving at town, the first 5 minutes, and the ending.
I got a question though. You know the blind guys he's like living with? They're like so weird. They're like always like horny, man. They just see girls passing by and they're like, "Oh, I want to do that to you, this to you." It's like weird.
Oh yeah, I remember waking up at one point and I was like, "What is going on?"
I was like, "That's so inappropriate."
Sexual assault, Satuichi.
Yeah, I thought
like
that was
with the
real
last
weird.
movie where he's just massaging a girl's ass.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I mean, same, but at the same time, no.
Yeah, they're like, and they're all blind guys. They're just like, "Oh, I could imagine what you smell like."
But yeah, Ichi.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Me too. This movie was very bland.
It really sucked.
Yeah, you're talking about a burnout, and I was burnt out on this movie. I think I felt it a little bit, not fully, but
Yeah, because this segment, it was like, I'm looking at my notes. Pilgrimage, which was angry, annoying villagers. That was good. I was just pissed off the entire movie because of the villagers.
yeah,
So, like, it was good, but it was like that.
it just pissed me off too.
Yeah, it just really pissed me off. Cane Sword.
I was like, this ain't leading to nowhere.
Yeah. And Cane Sword, I was like, can we just have a movie where he has to resolve situations without his sword while it gets repaired and remade? No. We don't get that.
Just get a
We
long.
get him sitting around in the inn talking to women and massaging their asses the entire movie.
Nope. I should have just been like It's like Toishi massages asses.
Satuichi, the ass muncher.
The ass muncher.
And then
hands
16,
of steel.
Yeah. Isn't that a what's his name? Not Cameron Mitchell. What's his name? The guy who killed himself by masturbating and hanging himself.
What the fuck? Who's that, man?
Do you not know him? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
He was in Kill Bill.
What's it? Oh, Carradine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carradine.
Yeah, he accidentally killed himself by masturbating and hanging himself.
No way.
Yeah.
Because I saw the story, but it didn't say all that. It just said like they found him hung in his hotel room or.
Because he was masturbating. That's how he got off. Is that? Because it is a whole thing that people do, where without oxygen, like you're more turned on. So the closer to death, not death, but like oxygen deprivation you are, like the greater the orgasm. So people go like really.
Oh my god.
And that's what he did, and he killed himself, and he was like in his like 70s, so it's like extra.
I didn't know that. I saw the story where they found him hung, but I didn't know the details.
There's a movie of him with like hands of steel or something. I gotta find it. Not me actually looking at.
Because he was buying escorts left and right, huh?
Yeah.
He was there in Thailand buying escorts left and right. He was a real freak, man. The Kung Fu Man.
Oh, Future Force. That's a movie. He has a robotic hand that like shoots. He's
No.
like drunk. It's in the same episode as Gideon. So you need to watch that episode.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Carradine. I liked some of his stuff.
He's fine. His dad is better. He's in a bunch of westerns.
Yeah, he's in horror films too.
Is he?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Shall we talk about number 17?
Today we shall get to the final one. It'll wake us up, I think.
So this is the first movie where we get a audio intro. Where Zatoichi is just talking. He's like, "Oh, it's tough being a blind man." Meanwhile, we're on Zatoichi movie 17. We know this. Shintaro Katsu.
Yeah.
We know this. But he starts singing, and it's awesome. It's like a spaghetti western.
I loved it.
It was unique. It was a breath of fresh air in this fucking
series. Like Wild West style.
And I want to throw in, this is also directed by the same director as Lone Wolf and Cub. So.
Oh, okay. You could see some similarities.
I remember this movie, actually, from when I watched it way back.
Yeah, it's very Western-like. You were sending me messages saying this is like a Western tale with the music and everything. I got that right off the bat, man.
I mean, we get the classic intro. Not the one I talked about, but the one where Zatoichi is roomed with a little boy and a sick mother. And she's like, take the boy to his father, Shokichi. And the boy's name is Ryota.
I couldn't get the boy's name. I'm glad you brought that up.
And she's like, she just dies. And he's like, oh, I'm stuck with this boy now. Which I think this is my least favorite of him having to take care of a kid. of that genre of Zatoichi.
Yeah. The kid's a little brat, man.
I hated him. Oh my! I have a note about it. How much I fucking hate him. He's so annoying.
Oh man. Ichi's even telling him shut up.
Shut the fuck up, kid.
It's funny. Their bond's funny, man.
Yeah, and the kid is always trying to fuck with him. And Ichi is like, okay, I'll just leave you. And I don't know if he's kidding. Yeah. He plays it so straight. He will probably leave you.
I'll leave you right here. And then they're trying to find a ride, and the boy already there. He takes off. He gets him a ride, and the boy's like, "I found it, not you." He tells him or something.
And all the people laugh, and Zatoichi in half a second laughs, and it cuts.
Man, I wish I had a belt right now.
Fucking kill that kid. But we do, after they get on that caravan, we get an awesome song by the woman.
Yeah.
And it's very, all I could think of was the song Django, in the Django movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When the clouds in the sky, Django.
Yeah, it's very awesome. Western-like.
I love it. That was the moment when I immediately texted you. I was like, yeah, this is spaghetti western.
Yeah.
He watched
That's what gets me into the film, is the music.
He watched a Franco Nero film before making this.
Yeah, definitely. He was watching Django in his Japanese robe.
And just Komodo.
Just Komodo and drinking sake.
Getting so blackout he couldn't see. Hey, maybe that's why he's so good at it. He's always blackout drunk.
Helped him close his eyes during the film.
But there's a woman who I guess accepts them. Her name is Tomoe.
Mm-hmm.
She is slowly being kidnapped by the rival gang, so we get our antagonist immediately.
Yeah.
And a super duper cool samurai with a hat, Tajiro Akasuka, beats him up, fucks him up, and Zatoichi just sits there.
Yeah, he's about to get up. He's about to get up, and you already saw he was handling it.
Zatoichi is pretty, I guess, not active throughout this
Yeah.
movie.
He doesn't have to do the hard work in this one.
I really like the scene where he's antagonizing the boss. And he shaves the guy's eyebrows off with his sword.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's probably my favorite point.
Yeah. He embarrasses the shit out of him, man. This guy's he's just harassing the hell out of her, man, the girl. And Ichi walks in and just embarrasses him, man. He walks in and just pours drinks on him. Pretty much slices his eyebrows. And then he's leaving and the girl takes his eyebrows back to them.
You
They're,
forgot
all laughing at
something,
him.
mister, and just
Yeah.
shoves it in his forehead.
Just humiliates the shit out of him, man.
You'll hear about this, he says. They never do.
No. You ain't fucking with Ichi, man.
But that's when they leave town, he and Ryota, the boy. And they're on a super rocky path, and the kid is like, hey, watch out, Ichi, blind man, piece of shit. You're gonna fall. And Zatoichi does. He twists his ankle and he falls. He's like, okay, whatever. Gets back up, starts walking again. The kid's like, how could you have fallen, idiot? Because I hate this fucking character so much. And he's just like going off on Zatoichi, and Zatoichi's like, okay, like, just wait, you're gonna fall too. And the kid falls and he fake cries and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, oh no, I'm bleeding. He's like, good, bleed out to death on this fucking path, idiot. And I was like,
He's like-
holy shit.
He's like, you're just gonna stay there. I'm leaving you.
And Zatoichi just walks on. The kid is like, oh, golly gee willikers, Batman. And he gets up and, like, follows.
And then there's just like this random guy that walks with wood on his shoulders. He's just like walking with like sticks or branches, and he stares like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, okay, and then he just walks away.
That's me. That was the audience insert. What
Oh,
the fuck
okay.
is going on?
You got a small roll in there. Let me just carry
Yeah, I
some
know.
branches.
Future me, I guess. I was so baffled by the bizarreness of this movie.
Yeah, it's real awkward.
But
say
I have
that a
a
lot.
point here that this kid proves my point. That it's hard to ever have kids in movies that are not annoying. Those two movies, well, I guess one movie with the two boys, that's the, like, that was like perfect. They were never this fucking annoying.
I know.
They did what they had to. They contributed. They solved the fucking mystery of where the girl was. Which this girl is in this movie, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. But, like, this kid fucking sucks. I hated him. I was like, please
Yeah,
get
he's getting on
fucking
my
killed.
damn nerves.
I was like, just get cut by a rusted blade. And Zatoichi's just like, do it yourself, and just walks off.
I can't find the medicine. It's nowhere nearby.
I don't know where to go. Zatoichi is in the next town. I have no way of finding this town.
Shit, man, I hit a wrong turn.
Oh no, that movie series Wrong Turn. Isn't that just a copy
man.
of Last House on the Left?
Yeah, it could be.
So revenge.
No, Wrong Turn's pretty much like Killer Hillbillies,
Have you?
Deformed
oh my
Hillbillies.
gosh. There's a awesome one about a monster in the swamp. God, what is that movie? Hatchet?
Yeah.
Where he opens a woman's face up from the jaws and like crushes her skull by opening
Yeah.
the jaws up. Oh, I love that kill. One of my favorite kills of all time.
I love shit like that, man.
Oh my gosh. But each
The wrong turns are fun, but they get played out too.
yeah, I don't know. I've never had any like motivation to watch those movies. They look like rip-offs of Last House on the Left.
It's more like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You got hillbillies running out, deformed. Or like Hills Have Eyes. It's like that type.
Yeah, Ichi.
Ichi.
That kid sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
I really hated him.
I have a humorous one written down here if you want to see it. Here.
Sure.
He makes fun of let's see what it goes. Oh, that he runs into a guy like a carpenter, and he's like pretty
Oh.
much making fun of him. He's like, he's telling him, he's messing with him. He's like, you can't see nothing because I'm a lady killer, rich and handsome. And then Ichi goes over there and he's all, you're not, you're a carpenter. I can see your tools move. You hear your tools moving. And he's all, he feels his face. He's all, let me break it down to you. You're no lady killer, man. He's all, the only thing you could do is kill a lady. Or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Him.
with how ugly he is.
Yeah, how ugly he is. I was like, oh, that's just messed up, man. But the guy
I will
deserved
give
it.
you 100 mon if you guess my hand correctly. If he's holding like
Yeah.
the dice or whatever.
Yeah, that's the
He
game.
like,
Yeah.
and he makes him like trot around like a dog and bark. That was a weird moment. I did not like that.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was awkward.
I was like, oh.
I just laugh when he goes and fills his face. He's like, man, the only thing you could be is kill the ladies.
But he does, that next scene after that, he meets a potter, like a pot maker, clay pot maker. And we get background because he's the father of the one guy. But my main point is that he meets Amitsu, who is the main woman from the Zatoichi movie with the two boys. And she got rescued at the guard checkpoint, if you remember her.
I think I forgot that, man.
It's the
I
same
remember the
woman.
name.
I was saying she's my favorite Zatoichi girl. I almost said Bond girl, but it's not. It's my
Yeah.
favorite Zatoichi girl because she's like super hot in my opinion, and like
Yeah,
she's
she is.
really great, like really great actress.
Yeah, she's got to be my favorite too.
So I was happy to see her. I did not do any research on the casting for these movies because I did not care for these movies. Although on the disc, it showed my favorite guy ever, Takashi Shimura. Did you see him on the disc menu?
I didn't catch that. Must have not been paying attention.
He's also like, so he's one of the most famous Japanese actors of all time. He's
Oh, wow.
in the Godzilla movies, every single Akira Kurosawa film, which you need to watch if you want great Japanese films. Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, Dreams, Kagemusha, High and Low, Ikiru. I can go on all day. That's where a lot of the movies by that feature Toshiro Mifune are from, like Yoshinbo, Sword of Doom, like all those movies.
Yeah.
You need to watch it. And what I'm excited about is the next episode, where we get to cover One-Armed Swordsman, Yoshinbo, and all those movies. I'm so excited for that. I have 3 bullet points left. Because next, we get Shokichi, the father. We finally get his perspective. We don't see him the entire movie until this moment, when he's being extorted because he's like awesome at painting and drawing nudes and like all that. And they're like, hey, we're gonna make 10,000 Rio off of your paintings because it's so crude, because there's boobs and like all this stuff. And like he's like, oh yeah, like how many more do I need to do, like all the prints he makes? And they're like, oh, just 10 more. He's like, what? That's gonna take 10 more years.
Yeah. And I was waiting to see if he was like a douchebag father. You know how the other one was on the other part?
I wrote that down.
Did you? I was like, is this guy going to be another douchebag that doesn't care about his kid? But no, he's a whole different character. He
Yeah,
actually does.
Because I was saying on the final scene when they're throwing rocks down at him, afterwards they're having a whole scene like, oh, do you want to ride my shoulders or your dad's shoulders? And he's like, I want to ride yours, Ichi. He's like, no, you're going to ride your dad's shoulders.
He gets angry
the
at him.
dad, like, wants to be with his son. I was like, this is way better than the babysitting movie, is what I have in my
Yeah.
notes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But the dad is like, I don't have a son, and even if I did, he's a bastard or something. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it has a. I know I bring this up a lot. It has a snow setting in this film as well.
Yeah, it's great. Although
I'm
they
a
were
sucker
just
for
in
those.
like a dusty, like rocky situation.
Yeah,
It looks cool, whatever.
yeah, it's not crazy, but
I commented that the excuse to have a fight was very groan worthy, but the fight itself was awesome.
yeah,
They were evenly matched.
man, I think this was his biggest threat that
Because
I've
they're
seen so
like
far.
bouncing off of each other the entire time.
And I actually think this guy, government guy, he's a government official or whatever. I think he actually could have killed Ichi
Yeah.
because there's a scene where he doesn't have his sword and he's got the sword raised at him, where for some reason he feels bad for him and he drops his sword and he's like, "You win."
I think it's the fact that he recognizes how skilled Ichi is,
Mm-hmm.
and he respects him for that. Considering that he's blind. Because he does make a comment like, oh, you're blind, like, whatever. And the
Yeah.
son, the husband, and the wife are trying to sacrifice themselves, for the law. And Ichi is like, fuck no. Like, no, this is my fight, not yours. Stay alive, you know.
Because Ichi throws that sword through that guy. He sends a guy to go kill. Yeah, and Ichi just throws the sword through him.
Like,
Yeah.
so awesome.
And I'm like, Ichi don't have a sword now. But what do you think?
Hopefully
Do you think other villains would have killed Ichi
I'm trying to think.
if they had that opportunity?
I think Hirate wouldn't.
No, not him. But
He's too
like
awesome.
the one that has that awful look, like awful face.
Tatsuo
The one he
Endo?
said, the one that he said was on audition.
Yeah, Tatsuo Endo.
Yeah, I think he would have killed him.
Isn't he in this movie?
I'm not sure. He's in every one. No, he's been popping up on a lot of them.
He's in the last
Yeah.
one. He's in
He's in
16,
the last one.
where he plays like a funny guy.
Yeah. Mm. But
Anything else?
interesting. And you just have your basic walkout, and the boy chases after him, and
He says,
Ichi's like in
"No."
disguise. He puts the thing over his head and hides under the bridge.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Oh, and the boy calls him a big dummy. He's like, "Ichi, you big dummy." He tells him.
Oh, he got him good.
Yeah. But then he starts crying. You could tell the boy cared for him.
Yeah, fuck that kid. I hated him.
Yeah, he's a little pest, little brat, man.
Stomp on
Send the horses. Oh,
him. Trample.
talking about that. Does this introduce horses to the film? Because I haven't seen a lot of horses till these
There was
films.
a lot of horses in the horse trading movie. 15.
Yeah, but I mean these segments. Is this what introduced horses? Because a lot of times I saw them walking, like a lot of the guys, and now you see like horses. Or am I missing something there?
I think it was in 15, because that's when they were eating the horse flesh. Because that's when I noticed all the horses coming after them.
Yeah, pretty cool. Makes it more Western.
Cowboys, but samurais.
Cowboy samurais.
So yeah,
That's pretty much all I got.
same here. I got to piss, so
Me
let's
too.
close this out.
Okay.
I don't know how to close out because I don't have a tagline or anything, but the next episodes we are covering is movies 18 to 21, I believe. That's 4. 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 18 to 21. I do not have the titles, but 20, I know for a fact, is Zatoichi versus Yoshimbo, which I am so fucking excited for. That's Toshiro Mifune, one of my favorite actors of all time, from Japan. One-Armed Swordsman, I believe, is 19, maybe 18, I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing these films as well. That's a first time watch for me. So thanks for having me again there, Christian. And everyone stay Ichi'd out.
Yep.
I had to use that.
Don't get Ichi'd out, y'all. Don't get sliced and diced.